Good afternoon, sir. I'm Ranvir.
And I'm Armaan.
Sir, thank you so much for joining us today. We're truly honored to have the opportunity to interact with you.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm honored to be here. My name's Rahul Bhagat, and I look forward to hearing from both of you.
Today is going to be special. We're joined by someone whose journey straddles both the humanities and the financial world. A leader, mentor, and someone who values empathy in the professional space. Mr. Bhagat's professional arc includes leading large teams, driving strategic innovation, and advising businesses at the intersection of technology and finance, all while grounding those efforts in empathy and leadership. He has served on the Global Advisory Board, NCR Corporation, and the Executive Committee, National Securities Depository, and the list goes on. So that's why we thought that interacting with you today and understanding your leadership journey would be a great learning experience for us.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I hope you find the conversation interesting.
Absolutely.
So while we were also looking up, we noticed that you did your bachelor's in history and then you later transitioned into consumer banking. How was that transition for you? Like, were there any obstacles you faced? Because it's not a very natural path.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a good question because I remember at the time that when I came back from the US and having had a very, a core liberal arts background and education,
Hmm.
a lot of the banks that I was talking to and applying to, they said, oh, well, we only hire people with MBAs and or chartered accounting degrees. So
Okay.
we don't hire people with liberal arts background.
Hmm.
So why do you think that you'll be able to do the job? So I said, well, I don't know anything about banking. I don't know the B about banking, but I'd like to believe that I'm a man of above average intelligence.
Yes.
And whilst I may not know the B of banking on day one, how long will it be before I catch up and begin to figure things out for myself? And that's a learning curve. It may be a steep learning curve, but it's something that I'll be able to overcome. And how long? I don't know how long it'll take me, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, but it's not insurmountable. So let's just say perhaps if I was saying it tongue in cheek, I maybe talk my way into employment. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to learn on the job. And I guess I'm living proof of that in a sense.
Absolutely. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. So in our school, in the classes that we attend, leadership as a quality, as a role is become really important since we have passed 10th grade, gotten into 11th and 12th, because now in some time it will be our time as well to enter our professional journey. So when we look at leadership as a quality, I'm sure you've heard of the nature versus nurture debate. So, do you believe that people, certain talented people are born with leadership qualities, or do you feel that you may not be that good at it at the start, but over time you can develop such a skill? Or is it just too complicated and only those who are really born with it can go forward, can be that confident, and can end up being leaders? How do you feel about that?
Well, firstly, I don't believe um, leadership is a prerogative of those to the manner born,
Okay,
or
okay.
that it is something that just as your mother's holding you
Yeah,
in arms, she knows
yeah,
that okay, here's a leader versus here's a loser. That's
yeah.
a lot of hogwash.
Mhm.
So I think leadership is something that you develop
Okay.
along the way. A lot of it you develop subconsciously. It's not every day that you're saying, okay, that I can measure what progress I'm making
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
on
Yes.
leadership scale. Because what is this leadership scale? Nature versus nurture.
Good job.
Yes.
I think there's I think all kids need to be nurtured.
Okay.
All kids need to be given the opportunity. all kids all kids are not alike. No two kids are alike. i
Correct.
don't think I don't think you have to have identical goalposts
Yes.
or
No.
treatment standards for all kids. The best that you can be is the best version of yourself.
Self. Yeah.
Play to your strengths.
Hmm.
Doesn't mean that a weakness you have to give up on. Work on your
Proof.
weaknesses to
Yes.
improve
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
Keep raising the bar. And I think that's what's going to make you do well or help you in the years ahead, and that's going through life.
Yes. We have been talking about leadership quite a lot. Apart from that, we were also thinking that in your journey from finance to education sector, how was your, what you call people skills? Your people skills development, how was it different in the finance sector that you worked in as compared to the education sector? How was it different?
Well, I mean, my experience, my people skills, and the in the education sector was really as a non-executive director.
Okay.
So I was. It wasn't as I was. Of course, I'd go there and I'd meet students and I'd meet the faculty and I'd meet the senior administration and so on. But it's not that I was making decisions there. I was very conscious of the fact that there was a headmaster, which was effective the equivalent of the principal of the school, who is the karta dharta in that sense. Yeah, he ran that ship, and
Hmm.
we influenced him from the outside at board meetings, at meetings, and would turn
All right.
around and agree what do we want and how what is education and what is it that we want
Yeah.
from the school, and we'd argue and discuss and debate what
Hmm.
needed to happen. But it didn't go to managing the staff. I never managed the staff. That was
Okay.
very clearly the headmaster's responsibility. So in that sense, there was no transition of people management from my
Okay.
role as a banker, where I was an executive and I was running large teams and I had hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands of people reporting to me. That was never the case. It was completely different.
Okay.
But your experiences teach you what you need to do.
Hmm.
As you manage teams and you manage larger teams and you get more senior, and sometimes you can't touch every last person, even though you may want to go and touch it directly, because the teams have got so big, and the levels of authority, there are many layers of authority or
Yeah.
layers of supervision in between. So you adapt and you grow with time, and it's horses for courses. Different roles require different levels
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
different manifestations of leadership. And that's something that comes with experience. It's not something that I would have known at the age of 18 or 25 or 35 or 45.
Okay. Okay.
It happens with time. And that's
Yeah.
what happens.
Got it. Okay. And also, we as students are also really interested in empathy as a quality, because I'm sure even you experience this. All of us, when we have these arguments with our friends, our families, colleagues, we always try to sometimes wonder that why can't this person try to imagine my situation? Why can't this person put himself in my shoes? And that always that's what happens. So, as empathy as a quality, how important do you think that is? For especially for us, especially for school going and college students, how
Very,
very important.
very.
Okay.
Empathy. Empathy as a school going kid doesn't matter which side of the line you're on, whether the teacher needs to be empathetic to kids or kids need to be empathetic to each other,
Yeah.
where you have to be empathetic to less to classmates of yours who are perhaps not performing quite as well, or maybe struggling a little bit, or even those who are junior to you. You got to be empathetic, and your teachers have to be empathetic to you.
Yeah. There's no
And
talk
as you
about
go through in
age.
life, it doesn't matter who you are. I mean,
Hmm.
you want your boss to be empathetic.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can hope like hell you have an empathetic boss. But when you become a boss, do you need to demonstrate empathy? The answer is yes. But demonstrating empathy and having empathy doesn't mean that you have to dilute or lower the standard of expectation or the standard of delivery.
Okay.
It means that you have to just be able to understand who you're dealing with and help them to lift their game and
Yeah.
help them to perform better, help them to come up the curve, help them with their areas of difficulty, and help them to succeed. Im- importantly, the in my opinion, the
Hmm.
primary objective of a boss, whether that boss is Dr. Das as your principal, or whether you're the CEO of a company,
Right.
the objective of Dr. Das as the principal or the CEO of the company is not for the principal or the CEO to be successful. It is to make sure that everyone on their respective teams
Is
are
it?
successful
Yeah.
and they ride the crest of
Hmm.
a rising tide of success along of across the organization.
Okay.
Your success is the principal success. The success of my subordinate in a hierarchical corporate structure, his
Just
success
is
or
yours.
her success
Yeah.
is my success. That's how you have to look at it. That's how I would recommend it be looked at. And if you adopt it from that perspective, then empathy has to flow.
So
Then
do
I
you
have to help
feel
you.
that empathy and leadership go hand in hand? Do you think as one starts becoming more experienced, as one starts leading, starts managing, slowly that quality also comes in the picture? Because now suddenly they have a new set of
Well, well,
responsibilities.
well, history will show you that there are many leaders who are completely dictatorial, but
Hmm.
they'll be remembered for being dictatorial. They won't be remembered
Yeah.
for being good
Yeah.
leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always go hand in hand. But hey, listen, is empathy a strong attribute or an ingredient to good leadership? The answer is yes.
Okay.
Okay. So do you like, according to what you said, as you go like higher up in your professional career, do you think that sometimes maybe empathy can take a backseat? Like you focus more on yourself than on making sure that the others are okay?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if these are hard and fast things. I mean, when you say focusing on yourself more than others means, apart from being empathetic, I also have a job to deliver.
Right.
Okay, so I need to also deliver. I need to be delivering on many counts and many facets. Having empathy is one area, one ingredient of a characteristic, a trait. But like I said a little while ago, empathy doesn't mean that I say, okay, listen, don't worry, guys. You won't, if you can't do 100%, let's settle for 80%.
Hmm.
I mean, I've got to deliver 100% to the shareholder, no?
Right.
So I've got to make
Absolutely.
sure that you
Yeah.
get up to 100% as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's not the role of a leader is not it's got to be empathetic and nothing else. Empathy is a demonstrative trait in the larger leadership role.
Right.
There are times that leaders have to be very, very strict and very, very harsh. And sometimes being strict and harsh and a firm kick in the backside is required. That doesn't mean it lacks empathy, but hey, listen, if it depends on what the circumstances are.
Yes, absolutely. But I still feel that, once you get that deep into your professional world, there are certain qualities that start taking a hit. You maybe start take a pause in maybe taking other people's perspectives into your mind. Do you think that's fair to say? Have you gone through that in your personal journey? Maybe some of your qualities which you were really good at before, they have just suddenly stopped, they've faded away as you've really gotten into your professional life.
Well, of course, yes. Remember, I talked about having a tank full because you're
Yeah.
expending
Yeah.
from that tank thereafter. You know.
Hmm.
So, what about the pressures on the leader to deliver?
That
Okay,
pressure, yeah,
and
it's a
the
lot.
pressures of the leader to deliver may make empathy and may
Make it
make
very
being
small.
nice
Yeah. Yeah.
a casualty.
Correct.
Empathy and being nice, being decent sometimes can be a casualty because hey, listen, because of the pressure of delivery. But
Hmm.
that's a pressure of life. It's a question of it's not like it's not life is not a 100-meter race.
Absolutely.
So as you were saying that we need to keep our tank full, what quality should we keep? Like what quality should we start working on building right now as people who go to college for a professional career?
So if you had to suggest to us, if you had to recommend us certain things, what would it be?
Well, I think more than qualities, it's experience. You
Okay.
know, your experiences. I mean, if you were to be, it doesn't matter what field you're in. Here, the power of an argument or the
Hmm.
power of expression is important. Now, you guys maybe because you're heading the periodical that you're putting out, so
Yeah.
you guys are good at English, presumably. Presumably, you're comfortable speaking in front of a classroom or a gathering of people. but not everyone else does. A lot of people get
Absolutely.
tongue-tied.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
But at the end of the day, whether you communicate the spoken word or the written word, the more effectively you can, or more powerfully you can communicate,
Okay.
spoken word or the written word, that's what's going to help you in life.
Absolutely.
But do we think of it that way, or we think it's just another English class or another Hindi class? But hey, listen, to convince your boss to carry your team with you,
You have to have that firm hold. Absolutely.
you have to. Of course, you have to know what you're talking about. You have to
That
know what
comes
you're
with
talking about.
experience. That comes with
You have to
knowledge.
have a vision. You have to be able to convince people.
Yeah.
But the process of convincing is a communication.
Absolutely.
Or to be able to convince someone when you're talking to your bosses, or when you're talking to your shareholders, or when you're negotiating something.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's
Absolutely.
important. So, so someone will say, hey, listen, debating is not important to me. Maybe a lot of people don't think debating is important, but does it help you with public speaking?
Yes,
When
sir.
you're standing in front of a conference room full of people and everyone's staring at you, and you see multiple eyes staring back at you,
Have to have
eyeballs
that
staring back at
confidence.
you,
Yeah. Yeah.
you gotta have that confidence. Confidence not just as a speaker, which is what you can learn in school, okay, or you
Right.
can develop in school in your younger years, but also the confidence of your subject matter.
Yeah.
So
Knowing
that
the things.
when you're
Absolutely.
saying something,
Prepared.
when you're presenting something, I know this better than you. That's why I'm presenting.
Yeah. Even
You
others
know,
admire
so
you for it then. Yeah.
well, they're not necessarily going to admire you. They're going to try to trip you. I mean, one of the things
Competitive world.
you come along with me. Let's say that you and I were working together, and I just happen to be your boss, and you come up and I say, you tell me I've got a great idea, and here's this idea, and this is what we should do, and now you got to convince me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're doing everything to convince me. One of my tricks always was, okay, how do I kill your idea?
Yeah. To give you difficult
How do I
scenarios.
slam your idea into the ground?
Yeah.
How do I trip you?
Correct.
So I'll throw
That's how you
everything at
learn.
you.
Yeah.
I'll throw everything at you. But if at the end of it you stand up
They'll
and
stand up.
you blunt all my objections. Now
Absolutely.
I may not believe every one of those objections. Maybe I'm just testing you.
Yeah.
I'm just testing the strength of your argument
Exactly.
because you're making the argument. I'm reacting to you.
Yeah.
But if you stand firm and you hold firm, and that's subject matter as well as confidence, then I turn around and say, oh yeah, okay, these
He
guys are
knows.
onto something.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
look at this a little more closely. But if I'm able to knock you off, swat you away like a fly, and you were to run off,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be signing off of that,
I'm
am I?
not impressed. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I mean, but that's a non-functional leadership style of mine. It's not based on fact. It's responding to something you're saying, but just convincing myself that these guys are really really believe what they're saying,
Confident.
and what they're saying is really holds water.
Yeah.
You learn these things along the way. I mean, I didn't
Absolutely.
read this in a textbook. I didn't read it in a
You
textbook,
didn't.
but
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
I've adopted it over life, and especially when I don't know, especially when you know the subject better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I think we are ending near the end of our time. So is there anything you would like to tell us, like before we leave?
Well, I mean,
Any advice for
go
us?
out.
I feel like
Well,
this has been
advice to you
brilliant.
is like, go out and conquer the world.
Okay.
And there's nothing that you can't do. I'm no shining example of anything, but I can tell you that I did okay in my career,
Yeah.
better than okay. And like the first question you all asked me, I mean, how come I did better than okay when I had a liberal arts background and a banking world?
Absolutely. Yes.
This tells you that, hey, listen, there's a lot that you
Yeah.
can do.
You did it.
Go
Yeah.
out and do
Yeah.
it. Go out and do it. And believe in yourself. Believe in yourself.
Yes.
And believe that you can be better than the guy who's currently doing whatever it is you want to do.
Absolutely. I feel like you've really
You don't have to have all the answers on day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will learn.
Keep your mind
definitely.
open. Keep
Yeah.
your eyes open. Keep your ears open.
Hmm.
Have an analytical mind. Keep questioning. Answer yourself, why is this working? Why is that not working? Why did this work? Why did that work? A lot of answers you'll come to yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you grow yourself. You'll do well.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, sir, for your
Not at all.
time
Good
you
luck,
taken on
guys.
this.
All the best. I
Thank you
hope
so
Thank
much.
this
you.
was what you
Thank
guys
you.
were looking for. Okay, bye. Take care.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.